Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Charity First Handicapping Challenge here, live from Santa Anita, the great race place. And it has been a great weekend so far. We saw a Swiss skydiver turn in a sensational effort yesterday. The whole weekend, Bob Baffert just continues to amaze as Concert Tour won impressively in the Rebel. And here with a maiden that just looks fantastic as well. Chappy, how's your weekend going?
Pretty good, George. It was a good start round one yesterday. Of course, you crushed us. Your man Jason Levine was all over Gregorian chant and made a lot of money for Karma, which was great, but it knocked my man Seminar Skip out. But a terrific start to the weekend.
Yeah, Jason turned his $300 into almost $2,000. And as I said many times, pay attention to the show. We've got some fantastic handicappers on the show. You're going to make some money. And we got two of the best here today. Let me introduce my guest. He's known as Omega, and his name is synonymous with horse racing in Venezuela. He's got 18,000 followers on Twitter. Me and Chappy combined have 18 followers on Twitter. So very impressive, Omega. Followed, they love his stuff. His Los 300 Finales, the last 300 yards is his moniker. And welcome to the show, Omega. Welcome to the show. And
Omega, he's busy handicapping.
Assassin. We'll get back to him once he can hear us. Chappy, why don't you introduce your fantastic guest?
My man is the founder and managing partner of Little Red Feather Racing. He's on the board of directors for Karma, and he lives, eats, breathes, sleeps horse racing. I think he actually has a cot in Suite 6 because I never see him out of there. My man
there.
Billy Koch.
That's right,
a little secretary action back there.
Yeah, no, that's Midnight Storm, Chappy.
Oh, Midnight Storm.
Yes.
How you doing, Billy?
I'm doing great. It's been a great weekend, really exciting. We have a couple horses riding today, so we're pumped up and ready to go. And I'm excited to do this for Karma. Obviously, we say own, race, retire, and aftercare is not an afterthought. So I've been on the Karma board for a long time. I think it's one of the best boards there is in horse racing as far as I'm concerned, and I'm fully biased. I say that with 100% biasness, if that's a word. And, we have to give back, and we have a certain responsibility as owners especially to make sure that all of our horses have a place to go after their racing careers are over.
Well said, my friend.
Well, you said you were on the board of Karma. You were on the board of the TOC. You were also part of what was described as the greatest single moment in Breeders' Cup history when Singletary won a sensational Breeders' Cup win. What was that like to be part of the greatest single moment in Breeders' Cup history?
Look, as time goes by, people forget how exciting that was. But at the time, it was amazing. It was amazing. Singletary really put us on the map a long time ago. That was back in 2004. I'm just very fortunate to have great partners within Little Red Feather that have continued to support us through these years. And it's a hard game. There's ups and there's downs. And when you have a horse like him or like a Midnight Storm behind me, those are the ones that just keep you going and keep you dreaming. This is a dreamer's game. We've been extremely fortunate. We have a great team of obviously our partners and our trainers and our riders and everybody from our veterinarians to our bloodstock agents, and everybody works together, and we've built a great team, and hopefully we built a great brand, and that's I'm the luckiest guy there is.
Hey, Billy, real quick, I remember even back in the day when you guys did the Little Red Feather Diaries leading up to that.
I think you're the only person that might have seen that.
Well, I think I was working at TVG on the time. I think I actually ran that piece about 3,700 times after it was over when we had fill-ins in the evenings. But explain real quick the meaning behind the Little Red Feather Racing and the meaning it's with your grandfather, correct?
Oh, yeah. My grandfather used to take me to the races as a kid. And he used to tell me bedtime stories about a fictitious Indian chief named Chief Little Red Feather. So when he passed back in 2000, and I ended up starting Little Red Feather, I wanted to do it as a tribute to him. So that means a lot to me. Every time you see the silks, it means a lot to me. It's special. I think anytime you have a brand that has a meaning like that, turns it up a little bit, and I talk to him all the time. I know he's watching, especially on big days. So hopefully he's watching today, and we'll get a couple wins today.
Love it.
He was, I know he was a legendary figure. Like many people, like my father got me involved in horse racing. Your grandfather got me involved in one of my favorite movies of all time, Airplane. Man, I love that movie, man. Gee whiz. And
it holds up. I'm not sure the woke generation is going to love Airplane. I watched it. It's but you know what? Listen, it was made a long time ago, and it's really funny. Really, really funny.
He had a horse, Telly's Pop, too. Were you ever get to meet Telly Savalas?
Are you serious? Come on. I was 6 years old in 1975. I was there all the time,
Woo!
And I was the guy who I was the kid who Telly would give the bag of lollipops to, and I would stand next to him, and all the pretty girls, woke generation, this is Kojak, okay? This is 1975. He was giving out lollipops, and I was the kid who had to give them out. So, I was there. That was my favorite horse,
Did he call everybody babe? Hey, babe, is that
Who Loves You, Baby?
Who Loves You, Baby?
Who Loves You, Baby? That was Telly's.
We're dating ourselves now, George. We're dating ourselves.
We all are.
We love betting Little Red Feather. You got like 300 partners? How many partners do you have there?
We have a lot of partners. We have probably over, I'm going to say 400 active partners right now. We've got we manage, I think 50 to 60 horses. We have stallion shares. We do pin hooking. We obviously do racing. And I'm really fortunate. We got a great team, and I could not do this without obviously our partners who just continue to support us, and they trust us, and they keep coming back for more. So obviously we're doing something right, but I think I'm pretty lucky.
And Billy, you've done very, obviously in the racing end, you've done very well on the pin hooking side of it, haven't you? You've had some real nice success.
We have a pretty good team. Tom McCroughlin's done a great job for us. Liz Crow and Paul Sharp are partners of ours. And it's just a different avenue for investors. A lot of people, look, the racing side, it's really difficult to make money on. We all know that. Pin hooking, you can get very fortunate. We actually, Tom McCroughlin pin hooked Instilled Regard for, I think it was $1.05 million. We bought him for $100,000. And he actually ran fourth in the Kentucky Derby that year. So it's interesting because unlike these race horses that you get to know, once you pinhook a horse, they go to someone else's barn. You don't really see them, but then you still feel like you're a part of it. And it's a lot of fun. And what people don't understand is when you sell a horse, like you're rooting for that horse. You want those people to do well because you want them to come back again.
Yes.
So they're always like, oh, those guys did this or those guys did that. No, we're on your team. I hope you go win the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Omega, can you hear us?
He's studying.
We're gonna have Omega on the show with us today.
He's studying. So I have I don't know.
I see the.
He's so intense. Yeah, he's really intense.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Oh, man. I can see
George, I think your team is in trouble because you might not get to make a bet. Do we get his $100?
Yeah. Luckily, we know what he wanted to bet.
Oh, wait. He's looking.
Omega, can you hear us?
Hear us, Omega?
Omega. Hey, there he is.
Can hear you.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
We can hear you, buddy.
He can't hear us.
Can't hear us.
All right. Anyway, all right. Basically, the format of the show, ladies and gentlemen who are watching,
hear George.
each of our handicappers is going to get $300 to bet with mythical money. They're going to try to turn it into over 1,000 so that Karma can get an additional $500 on top of the money we're already donating to Karma, a very, very worthy charity, one that's dear and near to our hearts over here at Santa Anita and everybody who's in horse racing. And they're going to have a $100 win bet on one horse during the day, $100 in Exacta. They can either bet it straight or they can bet a box or a part wheel. And same thing for the daily double, $100 daily double. They can either bet a straight or a part wheel as well. And Chappy, let me see if Omega, who did you bet to win? No luck there.
There it is.
Oh, there it is. Omega likes number 1. I mean, in race number 4, 100 to win on number 3. That is Found My Ball. Well, let me tell you, George, Found My Ball. I like him because he really is fantastic, and he made a big move, and that's why I like him. I can't. I don't know what Omega's going with, so I'm trying to put words in his mouth.
Yeah, it's good. He looks very happy with his pick.
He don't need to talk. His best will do the talking.
This is unbelievable.
I can feel his presence. His presence is very strong here today.
It really is.
Happy, over to you.
Billy, who you go with your $100 win bet and why?
Well, as you're going to find out as we go through this, we have a horse running in the first race. His name's Goldini. He's first time off the claim for Phil D'Amato. Broke his maiden last time for 50 and finds the right spot. Mile on the turf is the same distance. I think he's going to be really tough in here. He's 3-1 in the morning line, which is a good price. I think Phil's other horse will get played. I also think the 4 will get played. So I'm going to bet just $100 straight bet on our own horse, Goldini, in race 1.
Billy, real quick, when you go in for a claim for 50 like that, how do you go about that? Is it you and Phil together, something you notice, something he notices? What's the thinking behind claiming a horse for 50 dimes?
You know, it really depends on the horse. We're always looking out for opportunities. We have every year we do what's called a SoCal fund. It's one of our most popular partnerships, and it's a lot of first timers go into this to dip their feet in. It's a relatively low minimum investment, and we have a lot of fun with it. I really enjoy the claiming game. We are going to be looking at Oaklawn and at Churchill to bring some horses in, obviously, for the ship and win programs here at Santa Anita and at Del Mar. This guy had run in a really strong maiden race, and we thought the race was better than looked. We didn't know if he wanted to sprint, and it was his first race, and he ran a little green that day. And several horses came out of that race to run really well, including Harbor Memories was in there. The winner actually is the John Sadler horse that's going to run in the Santa Anita Derby. His name escapes me right now, but he came back and romped in an allowance race. Rock Your World, right. So that was the race that Goldini came out of, and then they ran him for 50. And, you know, sometimes you just take a shot. And it's not 50,000 is obviously, it's a lot. It's a bit substantial enough for a claim. And we just thought we took a shot, and he's come out really well, and we protect him in the starter and go forward.
Very nice. Well, hopefully today's the day for us at 3-1 in the morning line, and I think you're going to get every bit of that 3-1, don't you? Because I think they're going to bet the other D'Amato, and I think Play Chicken will take some money too for Leandro Mora.
I think we'll get bet down. I think we're 2-1, something like that, 9-5. Yeah, I think we'll get bet down. Play Chicken, first time Lasix, has run well. He drops out of a bunch of stakes races. And the other D'Amato, obviously, Lance Pratt. I think he's a pretty good jockey. Once he figures things out, he might
be okay.
Really start. Yeah, he's not winning many races this weekend, so he's on a down. I think he's won like 17 races in 2 days. I have no idea how many, but it's like 30.
Yeah.
And I think people just literally look up at the board and they see Pratt and they just bet. And so his horses are going to get hammered right now. I don't know. It's, a lot of these horses, and we're just talking about the first race, obviously, but a lot of these horses come out of sprints. So there should be plenty of speed in there. And I think we'll sit back and get a good trip. And Ruben Fuentes, he's not one of our normal riders. We don't ride Ruben that much for nothing more than we have a bunch of top riders. I know Tora Yamaguchi does a really good job as his agent, and he rode this horse when he won. And it's an interesting thing to talk about as far as when do you switch jockeys. A lot of trainers might have taken Ruben off. He's in a new barn. He's not one of our kind of stable guys, but we don't believe in that. I mean, we believe a lot in karma, the other karma. And he rode the horse really well. He knows the horse. He won on the horse. And a lot of times you just stick with the guy, stick with the guy that's there rather than go in a different direction, because all of a sudden you put a guy on who really doesn't know the horse, and you don't know what kind of ride you're going to get.
Right.
This horse works on the training track a lot. And for those of you who come out to Santa Anita, the riders can breeze horses on the main track, but they can't breeze horses on the training track. So that's a big deal. And now, if we had, if we wanted to go with Pratt or Rispoli or someone like that, then we wouldn't have been able to breeze horse anyway. So it's nice to have someone on that knows the horse, has confidence in the horse, and hopefully that'll make a difference today.
I noticed that Phil actually works a lot of his horses. He uses the training track quite a bit. And also, as far as the jockey, is it kind of the unwritten rule that you don't switch a jockey off of a win if you claim a horse like you did this time?
Well, that's kind of what we're talking about. Yes,
yeah.
I believe in that. It's and look, there are other mitigating circumstances that you might just have to, if it's someone that you really aren't, but Ruben Fuentes is a good rider. So
Absolutely.
This is not like it's the last guy in the room and
right.
You're just like, hey, I'd really like to put someone else on it. So the decision was really easy. But yes, I think there is an unwritten rule. It doesn't always get followed. And all those kind of rules are made to be broken. So it does happen sometimes.
No question. And, while they're on their side conversation here, you guys obviously have quite a few, I'm sure, babies coming up. And also, you bring a lot of European horses in. Any horses we could look forward to that are racing in the upcoming weeks that have shown some precociousness or some talent coming in?
We just bought a really, really nice European that's going to D'Amato that should be here at the end of the month. And his name's Gold Phoenix. He's really, really cool. He won his only start back at Dundalk in Ireland. We're really, really excited about him, hoping he's like a Del Mar Derby type horse. A 2-year-old that just came in is a horse named Sayers. We named him after Gail Sayers. It was right after he passed. Obviously, we have the Singletary connection. And he's a 2-year-old colt by Midnight Storm. So it's really fun for us to have a Midnight Storm baby, and he's overtraining at Los Al, and he's starting to breeze. So hopefully, knock on wood, both those horses will kind of add to the LRF stable and be really, really good horses for our partners.
Quick side story about Gail Sayers. My aunt and uncle live in a small town above South Bend, Indiana, a very small town, Amish country, and Gail Sayers lived there. He has a place in Chicago also, but he lived there. And my aunt and uncle got to be very, very good friends with him and went out with he and his wife all the time. And, Gail,
nice.
Gail had some problems with dementia and some things along the way the last few years, but they were very, very close with Gail and his wife. I forget the name, but yeah. So I've always been a huge fan. Anyway.
There's George. George, what's happening?
Every time I think of Gail Sayers, I start crying because that movie.
Ryan song.
I mean, that's the first movie I really cried at, and I cried like buckets. Man, that was incredible. Hey,
George,
can you hear me?
I say you just do the. Oh, he can hear you now. Yeah, now he's muted. He can hear us
now.
Now
he's muted.
Unmute.
Mute.
There he goes.
And I was like, go ahead, talk.
Okay, yeah.
We can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, well, our time is done. Thanks, guys.
Thanks for being on the show. We'll see you next week. No, Omega,
yes.
You got we already put your win bet out, found my ball. How about the Exacta? Where are you going with in your Exacta?
Okay, I'm going to go with Exacta with 5 and 8 in the 6th race. Okay, number 2 with 5 and 8.
So you got the 2 Bella Vita on top of the 5 and 8. Why do you like Bella Vita? Why do you like Bella Vita?
Well, because I think that's the race. The race horse filly to win the race. You know what I'm saying? So I think she's been improving every race she has running, and I love it to put all my money in Bella Vita.
Bella Vita with Pratt. Pratt's doing okay.
Yeah,
as Billy mentioned, not bad jockey. Pretty cool.
He's an up and comer, George.
Up and coming.
I think he's gonna make it.
Yeah. All right, Billy, where you go with your Exacta and why, buddy?
I'm sticking in the first race. I'm going all in on my first race.
No. Hold on,
George is still talking.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
I'm going to stick with Goldini. I'm going to put him on top of the 2 horses we talked about. That's Swift I Am and Play Chicken. I think it's those three, and I think I'm going to stick with my own horse. I'm going to just pray that this works out for Karma and have Goldini over the 3 and the 4. Why not?
I like it, Georgie. We're going all in race 1. Back to you and Omega on the phone call.
He had that horse, George Herman Ruth, the Sultan of Swat, and I think that the motto's become the Sultan of Sod, and he's just killing it on the grass, so he's doing great. All right, now back to you, Omega. It's your turn. Daily double. Where are you going with your daily double and why?
Okay, the daily double I'm gonna pick is gonna be in the 4 race, with $100, starting with the number 3 and the 4.
I found my ball in race number 4, and in race number 5, Madam Barbarian.
Madam Barbarian, yeah.
That's that Flavian Pratt guy again. He's pretty good,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. I'm gonna go easy with my favorite jockey.
All right, that sounds fantastic. Chappy, before we go over to you, you know what? Bob Baffert continues to amaze. He's just amazing. It was always you run 2-year-olds to try to get to win the Kentucky Derby, the Triple Crown. He broke that by debuting a 3-year-old that went on to win the Triple Crown without winning it 2. Now he's winning all over the place. He just ran a maiden yesterday that looks like he could win the Kentucky Derby. I wouldn't be surprised if one of these days he debuts a maiden in the Kentucky Derby and wins it. Right? I mean, he's just, what the heck's going on with that guy? He's amazing.
Wouldn't surprise me.
The best.
Yeah.
Would not surprise me at all. Nothing surprises me that comes out of
with Concert Tour and Life is Good, because it looks like Concert Tour had to get the lead. That's pretty much what Life is Good is going to do. What's going to happen in the Kentucky Derby there? What do you guys think?
Billy?
Well, I think they have to get there first.
Right.
And I think Baffert, he called Concert Tour very, very good insurance for Life is Good. So I think Bob was not that surprised at what happened yesterday at Oaklawn. I think he thought that horse would run big, and he did. And I think he's got at least two big shots at the Derby this year.
Omega, what did you think of Concert Tour yesterday?
Well, excellent, excellent race, and as you said, Bob Baffert is a phenomenon, man. He's the best trainer in the world.
He's pretty good. Chappy, daily double time for you and Billy.
All right, Billy. We go back to the well one more time, Billy?
If we win the first race, we're going to be in great shape, because I'm going to bet a $33 double 5 with 4, 5, 6 in the second. So that's my $100. If Goldini wins, I mean, we should. If he wins, we hit the Exacta and the double. I mean, we're going to be at least what, $600 or $700, right?
Yeah.
How much do I need to get to win? I mean, this is the plan. Just go all in on one horse.
I think if Goldini wins, we're gonna lock it up early, George. That's my opinion.
We're putting these guys. I'm looking at, with all due respect, I mean, his double was 4 to 5 to 8 to 5. So I think we're in good shape there.
Yeah.
Well,
it's all or nothing, George, is what we're trying to say.
He got all his eggs and found my ball as well. So we'll see what happens. All right, where's the tiebreaker race?
Race number 8.
Race number 8. So go to race number 8, Omega, and we need to pick a horse. But first, let's see who picks first. Ready? Rock, paper, scissors. I win.
Omega.
In race number 8, you pick first. Pick one horse. All you got to do is, if there's a tie, is beat.
Okay, in the 8 race, I'm gonna go with number 4. I think if 4, 5, and 7 is gonna be the winner of the race.
Wait, hold on. How many times can he take Pratt? Can he just take Pratt every race? Is that why even study?
Races are pretty easy when the
races are easy.
Look, he can't even take him seriously. He's rubbing his eyes. We can't hear him. He's on the telephone.
You don't have to think too much.
You know what? Somebody put a graphic. Just put
handicap the
he took
races.
Pratt all day. He
Handicap the
took
races.
Pratt all day. All right, I'll take the 7. Anna Fantastic as my tiebreaker. There is no
Okay.
possible way we are going to tie.
No. All right, Billy's in on the 7, George. Back to you on the phone.
It's been fantastic to have both of you. Well, at least Billy.
Baby. Hey, thank you guys for doing this. Really, as a board member of
Georgie,
Karma,
thanks
we really
for inviting
appreciate
me
it.
to the first, the charity handicapping challenge.
All
Thank
right.
you very much.
Good luck.
Chappy,
Good luck to you
all
both,
the,
and let's raise some money for charity. You guys
Let's do
have
it.
a fantastic week here, and happy St. Patrick's Day coming up to everybody. That's coming up.
Okay.
Have a great
Appreciate
day.
it, guys.
Bye.
Have a
Next
great day,
week,
buddy.